Does that sound familiar? She went out. She went out in Minnesota and wanted to let criminals that killed people, that burned down Minneapolis. She went out and raised money to get them out of jail. She did things that nobody, at least 12 and probably 14 or 15 different policies. Like, she was big on defund the police. In Minnesota, she went out, wait a minute, I'm talking now. If you don't mind, please. Does that sound familiar?
Trump, like, basically, man, stay in your place. My thing
At
is,
least 12 and probably
my thing is this, right? What happened to the guidelines of the debate? Let me check the rules of the debate, right? Let me check the rules of the debate. Debate rules, right? ABC debate rules. Okay. Let's read. The debate will be held in Philadelphia at the National Constitution Center and will have no audience in the room. Great. Cool. Microphones will be live only for the candidate whose turn it is to speak. Y'all heard that. The microphone will be alive only for the candidate that's speaking and muted when the time belongs to the other candidate. Why? So listen to their rules. That's what I say. ABC, to me, Trump was going against ABC, right? And he was going against Kamala. So he was on a biased platform. He was on a biased platform. To me, he still did a good job. Did he mess up at some points? Yes. But hey, he still had his, that still doesn't change anything about the man. In fact, it actually proved even more. Sad to say. And we now know Taylor Swift just endorsed Kamala. What y'all think about that? Now, we all know Taylor Swift had a certain crowd dynamics and influence, right? So definitely, this will definitely influence the either younger voters or anything along that nature. When I seen that Taylor Swift was involved, I said, okay. So the point of yesterday's debate, if you're a Trump fan, you're going to be a Trump fan. If you're a Kamala fan, and you don't like Trump, if you don't like Trump, you're going to be a Kamala fan. If you like Trump, you're going to be a Trump fan. But to me, this debate was about swaying the independent voters, like me. This is one of the debate that swing the independent voters to say, hey, well, who convinced me the most? What policies or priorities best represents me and my family, morals and principles, and all those other things. So I thought that it wasn't a job being done because the communication wasn't there and the rules wasn't being abided by. So anyway, let's continue. Microphones will be live only for the candidates whose turn it is to speak and muted when the time belongs to another candidate. Only the moderators will be permitted to ask questions. So I'm here to prove to you that their first statement, they already null and void. Let's hit it with the TikTok. See, that's why I like TikTok, right? I thought that the microphones were supposed to be off. Listen, I thought the microphone was supposed to be off.
at least 12 and probably 14 or 15 different policies. Like, she was big on defund the police. In Minnesota, she went out, wait a minute, I'm talking now, if you don't mind, please. Does that sound familiar? She went out.
Why is her microphone on?
And wanted to let criminals.
Anyway, that's why I say he's on a biased platform. CNN, biased platform. ABC, biased platform. So to me, that was a setup. Nonetheless, it was a big setup, right? But let's continue to read the rules, because it's like, who's abiding by these rules? No one. Not even Joe Biden is abiding by the. That's funny. Not even Joe Biden is abiding by the rules. Can we talk about it? So, okay, a coin flip will be held virtually on Tuesday to determine the podium placement and the order of closing statements. Former President Trump won the coin toss and chose to select the order of the statements. The former president will offer the last closing statement, and Vice President Harris selected the right podium position on screen stage left. There will be no opening statements, and closing statements will be 2 minutes per candidate. To me, they went over the time. Over the time, right? Candidates will stand behind podiums for the duration of the debate, and no props or pre-written notes will be allowed on stage. Now, people are speculating. People are speculating and saying, right, and this could be allegedly, hypothetically, supposedly, that y'all see what's on her ear right there? What is that? Is that a microphone or pearl earring? Because I've never seen a pearl earring like that. And is it a clip on or a clip off? So that's maybe the scrutiny right there. They say that Obama was on the other line. Can we talk about it? But that might be reaching a little bit far to the left. We don't know that for sure, so we're not gonna propagate that, right? Let's just stick to the rules, which to me wasn't abided by. So where's the disqualification? Who's holding these people accountable? Anyway, campaign staff may not interact with candidates during the commercial breaks. The debate will be produced in conjunction with ABC station, and to me, ABC is biased. Smash that like button if you agree. Leave them comments down below. What y'all think about ABC? And will air live at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay, on the network ABC News 24/7 streaming network, Disney Plus, and Hulu. Okay. ABC News will also air a pre-debate special, Race for the White House, at 8 p.m., which they did. So all I'm saying is that these rules, to me, the rules was broken, but no one said anything about it. So what I want to do is, let's go to TikTok and catch a couple of vibes of what people saying. We're just gonna scroll.
Where he talks about Hannibal Lecter. And I want you to know that people at these rallies start leaving early. What you won't hear him talk about is you. That ended Donald Trump's, the cheese being firmly affixed to the cracker.
Yeah.
He literally, after that, could not stop interrupting. He could not stop going back. He could not stop going right back to his special place where he went on about immigration. He argued. He then turned around and interrupted and tried to keep arguing about crowd size. He tried to say we're going to World War III. He said millions of towns are Springfield. He said that multiple times. They're eating dogs and cats. It was after that.
Man, I thought that the eating dog and cats, that was, if you was scoring it, that wasn't a good thing on his behalf, right? That wasn't a good thing on his behalf. That was irrelevant. But at the end of the day, you can't say the man interrupted anybody. One thing I can say about the Democrats, they good at re-engineering or reverse engineering, right? What you done said. So they asked you a question with a question. She never really answered the question. She always went around the question. To me, I was trying to get what she was saying as far as from like an economical level. Like, okay, you have these plans that sound good. It sound good as hell, right? But we all know what sound good sometimes in reality may not be how it's applied or the application. It might not even work. So you talking about these points that you can travel around the world, you can look up, and it generally states that these things don't work. Can we talk about it? Let me holler at the comment for a second. Cloudy, hey, how you doing, Cloudy? What's going on? What said, that's a nice beard. Appreciate it. Thank you. All right, so let's continue with that one, though, because we want to hear both sides of the story. This is not a biased channel. We want to hear both sides of the story, and you pick. Your vote, your choice. As long as I just tell people to make sure that it's an informed vote, it's educated, it's not misinformed, and you're doing the right thing that best represents you.
He went into the dogs and cats. David Weir breaks in and says, no, sir. There is no credible reporting about that. He kept rambling. I think what Vice President Harris managed to do was every single thing that the campaign beforehand said they wanted her to do. She got her policy points out. After this debate, what people will think about when they think about Vice President Harris is $25,000 for building a first home, $50,000 for a new business. They will think about the $6,000 tax credit because she kept saying it. Yeah. And when he kept saying
my thing is this, right? She's kept saying a lot of things, right? I mean, she just, to me, got a vicious mouthpiece. She just kept saying a lot of things. But who is this 25? See, no one not asking the real questions. The who, what, when, where, how, and why. Who or what demographic of people is this money going to? It's damn sure not going to no one in the United States of America that's born here. 9 times out of 10, it's going to go to the migrants. Y'all got to understand what's going on. They no longer need legal documents in order to vote. So I seen the play. This is chess. You're going to open up the border. You're going to get as many people in. Once you get as many people in, they can do the infrastructure, rebuild America, and or stay here at the same time. Some is going to get neutralized. Some is going to get pregnant on the soil. We already know that you contacted with the Venezuelan government. Y'all did a swap. So now they're here right now. So guess who's going to vote for them? The people that you brought in. So, because I asked different people, right, just to get the temperature of what someone's thinking. When I asked the Hispanic crowd, most of them 9 times out of 10 is voting for Kamala. They don't even know why. They say, hey, she voted said we got here under her administration. We feel like we owe her something. So for loyalty, even if we don't know what's going on, even if we might be the new slaves, hey, it is what it is. She brought us here. So you're not going to really bite the hand that feeds you. Y'all get what I'm saying? Smash that like button if you agree. You're not going to bite the hand that feeds you. So to me, she has the migrants' votes locked down because you're not going to bite the hand that feeds you. Once again. But let's continue.
At least 12 and probably 14 or 15 different policies. Like, she was big on defund the police. In Minnesota, she went out, wait a minute, I'm talking now. If you don't mind, please. Does that sound familiar? She went out.
And she still says something.
And wanted to let criminals.
This is the one thing that Donald Trump said tonight that made me change my vote and why I'm now voting for him. In case you missed it, tonight was the presidential candidate debate. It was between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. There were many questions asked, many topics brought up, but Donald Trump was asked about immigration. His response was something that I completely resonated with and agree with. He brought up the crisis of immigrants eating cats and dogs. I don't know about you, but I don't want my cat or dog eaten. I don't. Even though I don't have a cat or a dog, if I did, I wouldn't want it eaten. A lot of my family members have cats and dogs. I'm sure you have a cat or a dog, maybe 2 or 3. I'm sure you don't want it eaten or them eaten. What's going to be next? Are they going to go into zoos and start eating the giraffes, the elephants, the rhinos? Are they going to eat the roosters, the chickens? Who's going to stop the onslaught of cats and dogs? Our pets. So,
Got a point.
Why won't you commit to a second debate with Kamala Harris? If you
Second debate because she lost tonight very badly. So they immediately called for a second debate because they lost. So we'll, think about that. But she immediately called for a second. Look, we're looking at polls. The worst poll that we've had was 71 that I see. 71% to like 24 or 25%.
Now they're gonna say that these polls results, right? You're gonna see some flash poll results that just come out. You gotta give it about. You gotta think about it. If you put something online, you gotta give it some time to digest, right? You gotta give some data to collect. So give it about 7-8 days to get the real poll results. I think and this what PBD said. I'm gonna leave a link down below. This is the PBD podcast. This is what he said though, and it kind of made sense to me when I thought about it, right? See, Kamala did a better job than Biden, right? Kamala is also endorsed by, so people just want a difference, right? She's also endorsed by the Jewish community and she's part of the machine, right? So Trump is actually, it's Trump against the world when you really think about it. When you actually think about it, right? But I don't think that they're going to do a second debate. It wouldn't be in her best favor. Because the more she talks is the more she reveals, right? So her doing a next debate, they could say this one may have been close. It may have been cutting it close. She got her policies out. She was clear X, Y, Z, right? But to have another debate, I think that's going to be a problem. Because I don't think she's going to show. And then where she's going to go? Is she going to go to a channel that's not like set up for her? Or she's going to go to a raw channel? Hey, Alexa, turn on. But let's continue.
At this point, Trump need to be a comedian. He said, we have a president who doesn't even know he's alive. Ooh. The man said, she should be wearing a MAGA hat. I should get you a MAGA hat.
He was funny.
Kamala said, go to a Trump rally, and I promise you, you will see people bored and they start leaving at the end. He said, that's because she pays them to leave. They said, well, how did you feel comfortable about talking about her race? He said, well, I read something where she said she was not black. Then I read something where it said she was black. But I don't care. She can be whatever she wants. I don't care. The man got up there and talked about them people eating cats and dogs. The commentator had to correct him, like, he talking about, well, it's on TV. Sir, ain't that you who was talking about the fake news? He need to be a comedian, dog. Kamala definitely ate his ass up, but we really need to appreciate the comedy in this because it was.
I ended the Nord Stream 2 pipeline.
Rarely will you see a debate where there was more of a stark contrast between the two candidates, more open animus about the existence of the other candidate. Both sides had said that tonight was not going to be about the other person. It was going to be about the better ideas. And it's fair to say it couldn't have been less that way. 55 days before this election, you just got your last best chance to look at this man and this woman side by side and decide which one is better for me, my family, my interests. And they gave you very different versions of our reality. Very, very different views of our reality. The question is, which works for you?
Well
and what came through tonight, a couple things came through very clearly. Number one, Harris definitely got help from the moderators, right? They were fact-checking Trump. They were going after Trump much harder than her. The questions for Trump were more pointed than they were for her. But I don't know that she needed that much of the help because she so effectively baited him again and again and again. When early in the debate, she alluded to what they said at the Wharton School of Business at the University of Pennsylvania. I thought, can Trump resist that? Because he went to Penn and he's very proud of that. Can he resist it? He could not resist it. And again, she got him off talking points by doing it. And my verdict is, she prepared. He did not prepare. He famously doesn't like to prepare. He famously doesn't like to do his homework.
I don't believe in that. What y'all think about that? I don't believe in that. If anything, if she prepared, right, she had help preparing, right? And of course she had a team, both have a team, both have a campaign, right? But to me, he was on a biased platform. He was literally on a biased platform. When I seen it, it looked like it was Trump against ABC and Kamala. This is my opinion. This is what I see with my eyes.
Well, I would love to. Let's talk about what Donald Trump left us. Donald Trump left us the worst unemployment since the Great Depression. What? Donald Trump left us the worst public health epidemic in a century. Donald Trump left us the worst attack on our democracy since the Civil War. What? And what we have done is clean up Donald Trump's mess. Well, I would love to. Donald Trump actually has no plan for you because he is more interested in defending himself than he is in looking out for you.
It's just a soundbite that you heard that say. In Minnesota, she went out. Wait a minute, I'm talking now. If you don't mind, please. I think probably her boss, if you call him a boss, he spends all his time on the beach. But look, and he wouldn't have lost 300,000 men. But he would have been sitting in Moscow. Quiet, please. She said people start leaving.
She keep on interrupting him, man. She keep on interrupting him. There's no interruption. Why? To me, if you're not gonna follow the rules, right? The debate is over. You already have a winner. If you're not gonna follow the rules, the debate is over. You already have a winner. So why? Where's the accountability? Where's the disqualification? Who is making these rules up? And why didn't anyone say anything about it? And that's what I believe too. She's so full of everyone it's a soundbite. It's a soundbite. I couldn't believe what I seen. I said, man, I know a setup when I see one. Can somebody put setup in the chat? I know a setup when I see one. That was a setup. And to me, even if he was still set up, he still made it out. So he still did it. Yeah, some of his points to me, the one point about the dog, that could have been a little bit extreme. Him remaining in his character, don't let her throw you off by saying false things or reverse engineering what you're saying or copy and pasting what you're saying, because she's playing this like a petty game. It's like, okay, copy all his policies. Let's promote his policies as if we're gonna just hijack his policy when we get in office. Like, is she an independent thinker or not? But that's another combo.
Page here tonight often asks his supporters, are you better off than you were 4 years ago? When it comes to the economy, do you believe Americans are better off than they were 4 years ago?
So I was raised as a middle class kid.
Yes or
I'm
no?
actually the only person on this stage who has a plan that is about lifting up the middle class and working people of America. I believe in the ambition, the aspirations, the dreams of the American people. And that is why I imagine and have actually a plan to build what I call an opportunity economy.
Page here tonight often asks his
She never answered the question. This is about, first of all, you're not gonna answer the question, are you black or what do you represent? People gonna say they playing a racist game. No, it's not that. It's what are you gonna do for those people? What are you gonna do for the Indian people? What are you gonna do for the Asian? And what do you identify as? Why do you have a problem? You have a problem with pandering and trying to get black support. But when it's time for you to ask, hey, are you black or not? You always go around that. So to me, you playing games. It's a gimmick. You're playing games. You doing what everybody else do. They use people at the bottom, right, and try to get to the top and then suppress the people at the bottom. That's all you doing. Colonization thing. So maybe Trump is right. Maybe he is. But can y'all tell me, did she answer this question, yes or no? I'm gonna run it back again. I want y'all to tell me, did she answer this question, or did she try to say, she hit the swerve. Watch it.
supporters, are you better off than you were 4 years ago? When it comes to the economy, do you believe Americans are better off than they were 4 years ago?
Yes or no?
So I was raised as a middle class kid. And I am actually the only person on this stage who has a plan that is about lifting up the middle class and working people of America. I believe in the ambition, the aspirations, the dreams of the American people. And that is why I imagine and have actually a plan to build what I call an opportunity economy.
She never answered the
We
question.
just all watched our first ever presidential debate between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. And right now, it doesn't matter who you're voting for, if you're not voting for anyone, your political stances, your beliefs. But the real winners of this debate are these two. This is not David Muir anymore. This is David Demure. And this is not Lindsay Davis. It is Lindsay Slavis. Listen, the way these two clocked Trump the entire time,
I swear.
it was so iconic. So during the debate, Donald Trump was talking about the West Virginia governor and his stance on abortion and how after 9 months, they got to decide what they want to do, execute the baby or whatever, which was so crazy about the whole execution baby thing. And of course, I'm paraphrasing, but Miss Davis was like, the execution of any babies in any state is illegal, President Trump. Anyways, it was too good. And for Mr. Muir, oh my God, Trump was going on about the migrants in Springfield. They're eating dogs, they're eating cats. And Mr. Muir was like, we called the city manager. We fact-checked that. And Trump was like trying to discredit them. And Mr. Muir was like, I'm speaking facts. This is from the city manager, not from the TV. Shout out to these ABC correspondents for making sure they stayed on topic, giving both parties a chance to talk. They deserve all their flowers right now. We just all watched our first ever president.
That goes to show. I'm telling you, everybody's seeing it for what it was. It was Trump against ABC and Kamala. My 3 people against 1. And he still went in the boxing ring and did his thing. He had about 2 little punches thrown at him that he could have did a little better. But overall, to me, the only thing is, what I don't like is right after that, Taylor Swift endorsed Kamala Harris. So now, what I'm starting to find out is that Kamala Harris, no matter what, to me, what I'm starting to find out is that the people who are supported by the machine, they have no choice but to support her. And those are the people that you need to be writing down, from the Hugleys to the Steve Harveys to the Charlemagnes. They basically revealing themselves to the Taylor Swifts. I said, whoa, Taylor Swift kind of swift, why ain't she? Whew, I've never seen her move that fast. I have never, ever seen her move that fast. Endorsed. So my thing is, how much? ¿Cuántos? I always want to know. ¿Cuántos? How much? How much? I know they paying you at least a couple M&M, not a couple. But that's another topic. This lady had a point right there, and it's the same point that I've been saying. So I'm scrolling through the TikTok algorithm, right? I'm not being biased, because it seems to me that healthy discussion has to do the job of ABC. They have to do the job of CNN. Except this job is a little bit different. It comes with a bit of integrity. It comes with some principles and some morals, right? And that's what it comes with. We're not one-sided. We're not biased. We hold you accountable, she accountable, he accountable. Hell, if we can hold a dog accountable, I'll hold a dog accountable too. On that note. But continue, because I'm just scrolling. We're going to do this for about 40 minutes. I'm just scrolling to get the temperature of the algorithm. Once you determine, which side the algorithm goes, the algorithm tells people what to think, correct? It's the program. Y'all remember when y'all was young and y'all grandparents or grandma used to say, yeah, I'm going to go watch my program. I finally understand what she meant. I never understood it like that, ever before. But I finally understand what she meant. She's about to go sit in her chair and get programmed. We're doing the same thing now, from the phones, right, to the laptops, to Instagram, to TikTok, to everything else. So now I want to see what the program has to offer. So we're just going to scroll. I want to see the word on the internet.
Why do you believe it's appropriate to weigh in on the racial identity of your opponent?
I don't, and I don't care. I don't care what she is. I don't care. You make a big deal out of something. I couldn't care less. Whatever she wants to be is okay with me.
But those were your words, so
I don't know. I mean, all I can say is I read where she was not black, that she put out, and I'll say that. And then I read that she was black, and that's okay. Either one was okay with me. That's up to her. That's up to her.
Vice President Harris, your thoughts on this?
Listen.
Honestly, I think it's a tragedy that we have someone who wants to be president who has...
Mrs. Hurst, can you answer the question? You still scapegoat the question. That's my problem. What are you dodging and what are you hiding from? Because you're dodging something. You're dodging something. Every time somebody asks you that, it's because you know you're using one thing, one demographic, right, to hijack the other. Let's continue. I've seen this from a million miles away.
And I'll tell you what I would do, and I would be very proud to do it. I would say we would both leave this debate right now. I'd like to see her go
You ain't
down
doing that.
to Washington, D.C. during this debate, because we're wasting a lot of time. Go down to, because she's been so bad, it's so ridiculous. Go down to Washington, D.C. and let her sign a bill to close up the border, because they have the right to do it. They don't need bills. They have the right to do it. The President of the United States, you'll get him out of bed, you'll wake him up at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you'll say, come on down to the office, let's sign a bill. If he signs a bill that the border is closed, all he has to do is say it to the...
They need the border to be open in order to get their vote. Y'all gotta understand what's going on. Smash that like button. Tell a friend and tell a friend. I'm just telling y'all. Share this video as well, because we just getting all point of views, right? I want to see what the algorithm say. The algorithm is saying this. I'm reacting to the algorithm, right? That's why I'm on TikTok, just simply scrolling, because it's fresh, it's new. Let it process. Let it process.
And fraud, just like their number of 818,000 jobs that they said they created turned out to be a fraud.
President Trump, thank you. I'll let you respond, Vice President Harris.
Well, I think this is so rich, coming from someone who has been prosecuted for national security crimes, economic crimes, election interference, has been found liable for sexual assault, And his next big court appearance is in November at his own criminal sentencing.
He got
And
all
let's
that
be
guilty.
clear where each person stands on the issue of what is important about respect for the rule of law and respect for law enforcement. The former vice president called for defunding federal law enforcement, 45,000 agents, get this, on the day after he was arraigned on 34 felony counts. So let's talk about what is important in this race. It is important that we move forward, that we turn the page on this same old tired rhetoric and address the needs of the American people, address what we need to do about the housing shortage, which I have a plan for, address what we must do to support our...
Your plan, that plan is the most horrible plan I've ever heard. You could tell which you're gonna give $150,000 to the migrants, right? Which then, who has to build these homes? You still got to give the money and incentivize the rich to even build your infrastructure out. I think everybody playing, but go ahead.
They're doing abortions at 9 months. I love Israel. I think I love Israel a little more. Immigrants in Ohio are eating pets. The withdrawal from Afghanistan was catastrophic. Do you have any thoughts? It's complicated because Trump, you also helped facilitate this. You both, in a way, helped with this. I don't think Arabs like her. Trump, you previously said that Harris is not black. She can be whatever she wants. They're doing abortions at 9 months. I love Israel. I think
They want to bring our country back.
Who is your elite?
They want to bring our country back. They want to make America great again. It's a very simple phrase. Make America great again. She's
Look at-
it's very simple.
Look at how she
They
looking.
want to bring our country back. They want to make America great again. It's a very simple phrase.
That
Make
face.
America great again. She's destroying this country. And if she becomes president, this country doesn't have a chance of success. Not only success, we'll end up being Venezuela or steroids. I just like to they want to bring our
Who is your least favorite president of the United States?
The one that's gonna get impeached. Oh, the third one that's going to
Making predictions. President Trump, I'll let you respond.
First of all, they bought their chips from Taiwan. We hardly make chips anymore because of philosophies like they have and policies like they have. I don't say her because she has no policy. Everything that she believed 3 years ago and 4 years ago is out the
combined.
window. She's going to my philosophy now. In fact, I was going to send her a MAGA hat.
President Trump.
I told y'all, only thing that she's doing is reverse engineering what Trump is doing because they watching all these polls and collecting the data. It's funny, right? I think the more and more that you watch like YouTube and you watch these different algorithms, the algorithms actually tell you what to do. So you say, okay, with Trump doing this algorithm and people talking might say, well, you know, this point is this. Well, if they did this, this is that. And if they do this, you don't think that they're listening? And it's like we're answering for them. That's just what I think. But on that note, that was just early morning coverage. It's about 9 o'clock. I gotta go. Hopefully everyone got to their destination safely. You know, people have 9 to 5, so I try to do this between 8 and 9 to catch people going on to work. Drive safely. Don't be looking on the phone while you're driving now, because safety is first. Just listen to the audio. Just listen to the audio and get there safe. On that note, peace, blessings, and love. I just want to know what you guys think about this topic. What you honestly think about the debate. Don't be biased. I just want to hear your honest opinion. On that note, peace, blessings, and love. We out. And remember, positivity over negativity always.